Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here at 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and I'd like to give special thanks to my producer who's making it happen today, the talented Mr. Jeremiah Long. So if you like the video today, please comment and share it. Last night, a lot of people know on Sunday Night Football on NBC, it was the Chicago Bears taking on the Houston Texans. And everybody was talking about the quarterback matchup between C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams. But nobody really mentioned DeAndre Swift, the running back out of the University of Georgia. And I got to thinking, the University of Georgia running back you. And I was thinking about all the running backs right now that's in the National Football League out of the University of Georgia that I can think off the top of my head. Nick Chubb, Sonny Michel is not on the NFL roster. A young man who had an outstanding game on Thursday night for the Buffalo Bills against the Miami Dolphins, James Cook. And I think about all the tradition of University of Georgia and all the great running backs that I've had over the years, from Herschel Walker to Tim Worley, to Keith Henderson, to Rodney Hampton, to Garrison Hurts, and Tim Worley. And I say, who really started that tradition? Well, it's the young man on the screen right there, Mr. Horace King, out of Clark Central High School out of Athens, that's produced some great alumni. Frank Bush, Derek Dooley, Willie Green, the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, Chuck Smith, the legendary Hall of Fame quarterback, Fran Tarkenton. And I said, this gentleman right here, Horace King, from Athens, Georgia, went to Clark Central, but he was the first African-American to sign a scholarship at the University of Georgia in 1971. And I think about how impact that has had on Georgia, not as being the first African-American to sign at the school, but really the first outstanding running back they ever had that played a position. And look what he's done. He set the tone for all those other great running backs I mentioned a few seconds ago to attend the University of Georgia. He played at Georgia from 1972 to 1974. He was all SEC in 1974. His career stats, he had over 1,673 yards from scrimmage. His biggest moment was the 1974 season when he rushed for 134 yards and 4 touchdowns against Ole Miss. He was drafted in the 6th round with the Detroit Lions, had a great career in the NFL, 2,081 rushing yards, 9 rushing TDs, and 5 receiving TDs in 8 years playing pro football. Then you look at his skill set when he was at the University of Georgia. Initial quickness, A+. Run instincts, A+. The vision to be a great running back, A+. Drive your legs with contact, A+. Stays on his feet is better than any running back during that time that played in college football or played in the National Football League, A+. FBI, football intelligence, A+. The ability to create as a running back, A+. And he had that extra gear that played at a level that no other running back could play at that time. And that's why he went to the University of Georgia. That's why he set the tone for all those great running backs, because he showed you to play under Vince Dooley back in that time and playing a running back position, you had to have that extra gear, that A+ extra gear. And then think about Mr. Horace King. After his career at Georgia, he went into the 1975 NFL draft. And think about all those great players that was in that draft. Steve Brokowski, Randy White, the legendary Walter Payton, Robert Bazile, Gary Big Hands Johnson out of Grambling, Russ Francis, Dave Brown, the legendary, the late great Fred Dean, and Rick Upchurch. This young man right here was in that draft. But what I'm going to be most respectful, most proud of, he was the first African-American assigned to play football at the University of Georgia. Think about the pressure that was at that time to play at Georgia that had a lot of success. And he became the first African-American to play a position that was premium, the running back position. I'm going to say this about Mr. Horace King. He graduated from the University of Georgia And then after his finishing and playing career with the Detroit Lions, he became a big time executive with Ford Motors up there in Detroit, Michigan. Outstanding young man, very respectable in the Athens community. And what I can say is this: when we talk about great football players at the University of Georgia, we go from a list from Buck Balloon to Ray Groff to Herschel Walker to Matt Stafford. Even now, we talk about Carson Beck. We talking about Stetson Bennett. You better mention this young man's name right here because he changed the culture. He changed, I want to say, the times that was going on in college football, becoming the first African-American to play football at the University of Georgia. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. We surely appreciate one more time here on 100 Yards of Football. I've been your host, Vincent Turner, and special thanks once again to my very talented producer, Mr. Jeremiah Long. Y'all be blessed here on 100 Yards.